name is Harvie S., and we're here at Harvie's Corner, which is located at Kolstein, NYC, which is actually in the Essex Marriott Hotel. And this is a new podcast, and it's to show the lifeblood of the music scene in New York City. There's all these great bass players that are playing in all kinds of situations, keeping the music alive, and they don't always get a lot of notoriety or credit, and they do get a lot of work, but it's nice to put them in the spotlight. So the name of the podcast is called Bass in the Corner, because as bass players, when we get to the gig, you look for the corner to put the bass. So This is Bass in the Corner. And today, got a wonderful bassist who's on all kinds of great bands and CDs. And his name is Alexander Claffy, and he likes to be called Claffy.
Oh, yeah, that's the easy way, I feel.
Yeah. Easy, or Alex.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, I'll call you.
Anything's fine.
Okay, but anyway, a pleasure to have you here, Alex.
Man, thank you for having me, man. You know, one of the great bass players of the world. I was flattered to get the email and all the great guys on the podcast.
Thank you. Well, it's great to have you. I love talking to bass players.
Oh, yeah.
Because we understand each other.
Yeah, totally.
We know what it's like to be
coolest guys in the band, for sure. Yeah.
No question.
Yeah.
So, just to start off, what are you doing now?
Well, let's see. Today, I just came from a gig with one of my great mentors, Orrin Evans. We were playing up in, where was that? Portsmouth, New Hampshire, with Wayne Escoffrey. That was a lot of fun. And my buddy Mark Whitfield Jr. and Tia
Was
Fuller.
that Jimmy's?
It was, the people who run Jimmy's did an outdoor thing.
Oh,
and that was great and a lot of fun. So always great playing with Orrin. I've been playing with him since I was a little kid. But I've been on the road a bunch playing with, Kurt Rosenwinkel a lot, and Benny Benack, and got some stuff coming up with Nicholas Payton. I mean, it's great. Wow. I get to work with all sorts of musicians, and I'm super fortunate to do that. And just trying to stay busy with my own stuff too. Got a couple gigs, leader gigs here and there, and recording dates. Yeah. New record coming out early next year with Kikoski and Kurt Rosenwinkel and Eric Alexander. It's going to be really cool.
God,
finishing that up. That's working on the mixes for that, and just working on my sound. I would say checking out new mics, new preamps, new strings. Trying to spend more time with the bass and just get a better sound. Feel so inspired by all these great guys in the city. Yeah,
well, I will have to say though, the Planet Wing pickup is something you should check into if you're looking for a great pickup. That's what I use, and I found it to be unbeatable. And if you playing that pickup and then you go to the bow and you don't change anything.
Yeah,
it immediately works. You don't have to change the EQ or do anything. So anyway, it's something to think about.
Definitely. I played somebody's bass I borrowed for a couple days because mine was in the shop, and it had the Planet Wing, and it was great. It was really nice. Oh,
good. So you've checked it out. But that's great. Yeah, you're playing with some great musicians as well. You should. I've heard you play on a bunch of CDs.
Oh, that's
and
really nice.
I love the way you play.
Thank you very much.
You play the right stuff, and that's why I called you, because
thanks.
I love the way you play. Oh, man, you're a great musician.
I mean, we're so fortunate to be in this city with all these amazing bass players and all the legacy that they've left. And, everybody's inspiring each other, and younger guys who want to study, and they show you a record you don't know. And then an older guy shows you a record they don't know, or whatever. It keeps you moving. It's great.
Yeah, New York, with all its faults, so much great stuff.
I didn't say
here.
Living here was amazing, but I was talking about
we pay the price to literally.
Yeah,
we pay the price to live here, but it's well worth it.
Yeah,
because basically it's a town full of great, amazing people, not just musicians, but everything, artists,
right?
Whatever, dancers, painters. It's amazing what's in this city.
Right, the variety in all the arts, and especially with bass and our concentration. It's so many different types of bass players. You can go see John Benitez down at Zinc Bar, then
and he's going to be interviewed.
I saw him on the list. I was like, go see Peter Washington at the Vanguard. You could go see Mr. Carter up at Birdland or Buster Williams. It's amazing.
It's great, and here we have the Kolstein shop, which was always located in Baldwin, Long Island.
Right.
Which really was not easy to get to.
Yeah.
No offense to the store, but it's
especially for
it's
those
a
bass
schlep.
players without a car. It's
Right, exactly. But here we are, right next to Lincoln Center, right next to Columbus Circle.
Exactly.
And then here's you can bring your bass to be fixed.
Right.
You can get your bow rehaired. You can do all kinds of amazing stuff. So
Yeah.
it's great to have. And now, a little podcast. They brought me in to do some stuff here because I've been such a supporter of this store.
Yeah,
I bought 2 basses from them. I endorsed the Bussetto. I helped in the development of the strings, the Heritage strings, which I think are the greatest I've ever run into.
Yeah, they're great
and
strings.
they have great rosin and great service. And, it's an honest, good people shop.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, so now, did you bring any CDs?
I didn't bring any CDs. I carry CDs sometimes when I'm touring in Europe and stuff like that, but obviously in the States it's become a little bit less popular of a medium. So I'm carrying vinyl most of the time, which is great, which is actually outsold CDs last year.
Yes.
In the market. So it's really good. I didn't bring
love
any
vinyl.
today, but the latest vinyl I have out is music from Big Orange. It's like more of an electric record I did with Randy Brecker and Seamus Blake and Dave Kokoski, and that's out on Cellar Live Records.
Yeah, wonderful label.
Yeah, great. Corey's always doing great stuff. So
Yeah.
that's been out for a minute, and then there's another vinyl coming like in the next 6 months.
Oh, good. Well, I'll look for that because I have a vinyl player. I have a. This is vinyl.
SBQ.
Yeah,
Mickey and Cheryl Bailey and Niels. Great.
yeah. But at home I have a turntable and I listen to vinyl all the time.
Hi-fi system.
So like now you grew up in the Pennsylvania area.
Yeah.
And okay, tell us how you got, your earliest influence, how you got into music, and and I guess you're going to start with your father.
Right, exactly. Yeah, So actually, really, before I was always playing piano and singing and all that stuff because my mother's a talent agent or was a talent agent in New York.
Oh wow!
My father was a society band leader for a long, long time.
Oh my God! So you really
and then he became an entertainment lawyer too. So it was like a very showbiz family. And I grew up on, Gershwin and Cole Porter and all that stuff. A couple
I'm
jazz.
jealous.
It was great. I mean, there's a couple jazz CDs in the basement. You had Giant Steps and Kind of Blue and stuff like that. The quote unquote essentials that I could kind of like dip my feet in. But I got into Jocko. Really, I wanted to get away. I was like, that American Songbook stuff, that's not cool. I want to be a rocker. So I went from rock to Weather Report to Jocko to Miles to Coltrane, and then for the upright, I was playing only electric. And I started to go downtown, and I met Justin Faulkner and Dahi Divine, all these great musicians that are my age from Philly. Mm-hmm. And Justin had just started playing with Branford, and they were like, you have to play upright bass. So I got into Jimmy Garrison because I heard One Down, One Up actually was the first Coltrane, and I was hooked, and that was it. And then Reggie Workman, who was really the person who brought me to New York, who gave me a scholarship to go to the New School. So that's how it works. And it's great to be even considered to be in the lineage of bass players from Philadelphia. It's insane. It's like Percy Heath, Reggie Workman, Jimmy Garrison, Christian McBride, just all different sorts of. Well, forgetting like 20 bass players, but
I put you in there. Really, I've heard you on stuff, and I'm very impressed with your playing, and it's great. I mean, you said your father was into all the music, and
society band leader. So if some people are unfamiliar, especially a lot of younger musicians, don't know about club dates because they're kind of not as common nowadays, but. He was one of these guys who knew every tune in every key, and they'd play one chorus of a tune and go on to the next tune and play in 2 the whole night, Right. So it's very like...
Never go into 4.
Cole Porter, Gershwin, and Gilbert and Sullivan, just like all sorts of stuff. And then later in the night, he'd go into R&B and rock and stuff like that. So he would sit at the piano for 5 hours and sing and play a gig and could do anything in 12 keys. Amazing musician. So I played piano first. My friends started a prog band. They wanted to be like Yes. And they said, we need an electric bass player. So I just went out and bought a bass, and that was that.
That was it, yeah.
But I still play piano
every day. Piano, too.
Yeah, I mean, as a bass player, you got to play piano.
Yeah, you got it. Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's good to know the piano.
Yeah.
So that you know the chords, you know the harmony. That's probably what I heard in your playing, is you really understand harmony when I hear you play. You really... I
try. I mean, it's always like a shifting design, so to speak, of what's going on and trying to accommodate people, but it's the greatest... challenge, to get to walk under truly great musicians. A allows you to iron out so much stuff. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, name a couple of recordings that you listened to that really knocked you dead.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot, but I'll give a couple. My first lesson with Dwayne Burno, he gave to me Etta Jones, Don't Go to Strangers.
Ooh.
George Duvivier on bass. That's like a Bible for me always. Peter Washington one time told me Miles Davis and the Modern Jazz Giants. You know, that's with Percy Heath and Kenny Clark. And,
Yeah, one of his
and Monk.
early ones.
It's incredible bass record. I'm thinking, bass themed because we're...
Yeah, that's what I'm...
trying to think of one more.
That's what this is all about.
I mean, there's certain people, like composers, like, Kurt Rosenwinkel and Toninho Horta and Bill Evans and people like that I've gone compositionally really, really deep into their records. But I'll give one more bass, like classic bass record. Let's see. Oh, pretty much anything with Sam Jones on it, but particularly Nippon Soul, Cannonball Adderley live in Japan.
Right. Oh.
The bass fidelity is off the chain. It's just everything about it. So,
to me, Sam Jones was just, every time I listen to him, it just takes me. I'm like I float.
yeah.
I mean, Sam Jones would just float.
You probably saw him, right?
Oh, I saw Sam play live. Yeah.
Right. That's incredible. I mean, I wish I had that.
Yeah, I saw Jimmy live.
Wow. You saw Jimmy Garrison?
Yeah.
Where was that?
I saw him at the Jazz Workshop in Boston. I saw him do a workshop once in Vermont.
When you saw him at the Jazz Workshop, he wasn't playing with Coltrane, was he?
Yeah.
Wow, you look great. I didn't think you were that
I'm
old.
ancient.
Man, I didn't know you were that old. Wow. So what's the bass secret for staying young, man?
Keep playing good notes.
That's it?
Enjoy life.
Ride your bike, I guess.
And the
I
bike.
see you on Facebook on the bike.
Yeah, just don't get into accidents.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm not going to bike this week. I got a nice gig. So.
Yeah, right. I'll be biking. I biked last week. I'm back in again.
Nice.
Biking again, but I'm being more careful, not getting on the roads.
Right.
But I got to see Paul Chambers.
No.
But
Wow.
when I saw Paul Chambers, I was a piano player, so I was more into Wynton Kelly. I saw Paul Chambers, Wynton Kelly, Jimmy Cobb, and Wes Montgomery. At Lenny's on the Turnpike.
Lenny's on the Turnpike, right? I have that great Jackie Byard, and I can't remember who else is on there.
I played with a week with Jackie Byard at Lenny's on the Turnpike when I was younger.
Wow, I
with
wonder.
Sal Nistico.
There's a record. I think it's Joe Farrell with him or something from around that time. I'll send it to you. It's a great record.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man, you're a legend. Come on, what are you asking me about?
As I
what
say, I'm
doing?
a legend in my own mind.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
No,
it's a million seller. I got 1 million in my cellar.
I get 1 million in my
Jerry
cellar.
Weldon, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like also now you've named some really good records. I got a good question. Name me an obscure bass player that was great.
I'm trying to remember actually his name. They have his bass in Seattle, and he's on this live Eddie Lockjaw Davis record. He used to play with Basie. I'm trying to remember his name. He's on. It's Eddie Lockjaw Davis and live at the Penthouse in Seattle.
Oh,
and I can't. Buddy
Clark.
No, Buddy. Oh man, this is killing me.
Oh,
you'll have to go
good
and
bass
look it
player,
up.
Buddy Clark.
Incredible. It's this record with AT and Horace Parlan. But I guess somebody else that I've been listening to a lot that doesn't get enough credit is Doug Watkins.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know Doug Watkins, but he was on Saxophone Colossus,
right?
And got some. The other guy to check out, Tommy Williams.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I've just started getting to Tommy Williams, and what about Addison Farmer too?
Addison was a great bass player.
Yeah, incredible.
He was a twin brother of Art Farmer.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize he died very young. He had some disease or something. I don't really know what the story is, but he died very young.
A lot of the bass players died so young, man.
Some of them
Albert Stinson passed away very young. Another unsung hero.
One of my heroes.
Yeah. Incredible musician.
Yeah, all great players. So, yeah, all right. Well, good. Then that's anything else you'd like to say about the bass?
If you're looking for where I'm at, I'm at Claffy Bass on all the platforms. You guys are hanging
and we're
out
gonna
on
put
there,
up. We're gonna put links for all your social media on the thing. So,
Yeah, for all the bass players, come to New York and come to the shop and check out all these amazing instruments. I'm going to finish here and check out. There's a space in the back. That's calling my name.
I did a thing which I call Harvie's Picks. I had 5 basses, then I had 4 basses.
Right.
Now 3 and maybe 2. You know, people are buying my picks because I put them in good shape.
Is that one of the picks? It has to be.
Yeah, it's a pick.
It's got to be a pick.
Yeah.
You got a spot I can check it out?
Yeah, exactly. You can go in it and do it. So anyway,
Come to
thank
New
you.
York.
Thank you. Alex Claffy, Alexander Claffy, better known sometimes as Claffy.
Most of the
but
time.
this guy plays great. He's a great guy. And check him out online and check him out in the city playing because that's really the best thing.
Make sure you check out Harvie S2, one of the great bass legends. Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.